Minecraft is a fascinating game. Huge mountains, wide open plains, and an entire world that can be shaped on the player's whim. Yet, Minecraft's segmented development history has left some aspects of the game overlooked. I've been playing Minecraft for 13 years now. Over time, I've developed a good understanding of how Minecraft is developed, including getting multiple ideas added to the game. That's why I put together a collection of over 100 ideas I believe could improve the Minecraft experience. Today we continue our journey exploring these ideas. This is the list. First thing on the list today, make rooted dirt craftable. This should be done in the crafting grid with 2 dirt and 2 hanging roots combining to make 2 rooted dirt. Why? Rooted dirt is currently somewhat difficult to obtain. Currently, you have to grow an entire tree to get a single block of rooted dirt. This makes it renewable, but we have dirt, we have roots, it just makes a lot of sense to combine them to make rooted dirt. Cobble Deep Slate should share more recipes with cobblestone. Currently, Cobble Deep Slate is interchangeable with cobblestone in certain recipes. These include things like the furnace, where Cobble Deep Slate can be used to craft the furnace, or the brewing stand, where you can make a brewing stand out of Cobble Deep Slate. However, other recipes, that is not the case. Take, for instance, the piston. It requires 4 cobblestone, 1 redstone dust, 1 iron, and 3 wooden planks. Why not allow this recipe to also allow for Cobble Deep Slate in place of the cobblestone? You might argue it's because the piston looks cobblestoney, but if that was the case, then clearly the furnace would not be able to be made out of Cobble Deep Slate either. But that already can be, so that's not a valid argument. Or how about the dropper or dispenser? Or maybe the observer? There are many such recipes that require only cobblestone, where I believe it makes sense to allow Cobble Deep Slate, and for that matter perhaps blackstone from the nether as well, to be used in place of that cobblestone. It would make obtaining resources simpler, and as I can personally attest to, after I had to go back to mining a substantial amount of cobblestone, after acquiring tens of thousands of Cobble Deep Slate, it would help to prevent more advanced players from outrunning the progression tree. This is a real problem now, as if you're mining for anything good, like redstone, gold, or diamonds, you aren't getting cobblestone. You're mining in the Deep Slate layer, you're getting only Cobble Deep Slate. Add cricket and dragonfly sounds in swamps and mangrove swamps. This is mostly for immersion, but it definitely makes the swamps and mangroves feel more alive. Check out this example. Here's the swamp sounds as they currently are in the game without ambient sounds. And here is the same thing, but with sounds added. Hear the difference? It adds a sense of realism and immersion to the game, which is sorely lacking in these biomes now. This idea isn't something very difficult to add. There could be a check done to check if the player is located within a swamp or mangrove swamp biome, and if the time is between 11,500 and 14,500, i.e. near sunset, then play the sounds. Add cattail plants to swamp and mangrove swamp biomes. It feels very odd that there isn't more vegetation in swamps than currently. I suggest adding cattails to swamp and mangrove biomes so that Minecraft has more than, let's see, just lily pads as a unique plant in the swamp. Just the lily pads. That's the only unique plant in the swamps. Truly a bastion of biodiversity. The jack-o'-lantern recipe is not shapeless. What I mean by this is you can only craft the jack-o'-lantern by placing a carved pumpkin directly on top of a torch. It doesn't craft the jack-o'-lantern if the torch is to the side or on top of the carved pumpkin. There's no reason why this should be the case. In fact, a lot of times with real jack-o'-lanterns, you cut off the top of the pumpkin and put the candle in from above. So even if it's trying to be realistic, it's not even doing a good job at that. The advancements menu should be completely redone. I mean, look at this. What is this? A menu for ants? The advancements menu is so tiny, most of the advancements can't even be displayed on one tab. You actually have to mouse up and down or left and right to see them all. You also can't use WASD or any keyboard inputs to help. You must use the mouse. That seems to me like a substantial accessibility issue. Mojang could and should just make the advancement window bigger, so not as much scrolling is needed. This will continue to be an ongoing problem as more advancements are added each update. For further proof of this being an issue, there is a mod called Better Advancements that does exactly this, which has been downloaded 141 million times. Add a chance for a rainbow to form after it rains. Finally, some atmosphere in the game. Immediately after rain stops, there should be a 2% chance for a rainbow to form in the sky surrounding the player. The rainbow should be stationary in the world, unlike real rainbows, and if the player's line of sight meets the rainbow, it would then grant the player the luck effect for the next 8 minutes. This means if you saw a rainbow, it would be worthwhile to travel to a structure, as the loot you find inside would be better than average loot. Note, this would not change the loot tables, just your chances of getting good loot would be higher. This would not only be an interesting way to introduce the luck effect in survival, it would also be the first time that rain has something beneficial attached to it, and no, hydrating farmland doesn't count, instead of only being a visual nuisance to players. Iron nuggets should produce a cube-shaped firework effect. We have star-shaped fireworks, we have bursts, and we have mob head-shaped fireworks, but no cube-shaped firework? I thought this was a cube-based game! I propose that using an iron nugget in a firework star should produce a 3-dimensional cube effect. It's cheap enough to get en masse, and makes sense for parity with gold nuggets. This is useful because it could be used to represent blocks. Let's say you want to celebrate opening a mycelium shop. Use purple block firework, diorite shop, white cube firework, grass shop, lime cube firework, etc. I wonder where this idea could have come from. Allow compasses to track players. This idea comes directly from Etho. This would allow players to right-click on another player with a compass and have the compass track said player in-game. This can already be done with maps, kind of, but it would be nice to be able to locate players quickly if you need to reach someone. Instead of telling someone your coordinates using the F3 debug menu, assuming you had already right-clicked them previously with a compass, you could pull out that compass and find your way right to them. Living coral should be placeable on waterlogged leaves. This will allow really visually interesting coral reef creations. Currently, players can place coral beside waterlogged leaves, but not on the blocks themselves. This is despite other blocks, like scaffolding and waterlogged stairs, supporting living coral. I've recently received messages that several villager trades may be about to disappear into Minecraft history forever. There has to be a better way. Until next time, happy crafting.